Anyway, let's check out the Red Joker video.
Don't you hate?
I hate lots of things. Why is there an elephant on my screen?
Don't you hate it when big corporations prioritize money over the art form and the fans?
Base, true.
Well,
Oh my god, the fucking Garo scene.
that's exactly what led to the formation of Comic Market, or Comiket, the largest fan convention in the world, featuring tens of thousands of fan-made mangas.
I would love to go to Comiket at some point. You love covering Super Project on the channel, so I thought you'd want to see a sequel video. Yeah, the problem is I'm the one who makes the fucking videos on the stupid projects most of the time.
CDs, art pieces, a weeb's wet dream. But Comiket's fight for freedom went through hell and again. It started in 1975, with 4 people extremely dissatisfied at the state of anime and manga conventions at the time. See, back then, all conventions were extremely, clout and money based.
Right.
Most of them weren't fan based. They were held by official manga publishers. This means that there was a huge gatekeeping system.
So it was kind of like, I guess it was manga and anime conventions back then were basically CES. It was just like corpos talking to corpos.
It wasn't a place for free expression of artists and writers. They worked more like glorified contests.
See, normally Red Joker censors stuff that doesn't need to be censored. I have a feeling with this one, maybe you might have needed to censor this one.
Artists and writers.
Yeah, I think you might have needed to censor that one.
Worked more like glorified contests. People submit their works, and what could or deserved to be seen at the
industry
convention
event,
was completely decided by high-profile mangaka and editors of publishing companies. Creators didn't share works with fans or other creators. They submitted works to these publishing companies to be judged. This also meant many works being effectively censored. These companies only cared about money and what fit their vision. These conventions were just effectively a way for the company to find their next publishable, profitable work. So non-mainstream genres like BL, Yuri, sci-fi, R18 works, or even any non-original fan work would never see the light. Sci-fi, R18 work.
What a solid choice. Let's go with Shielder. Of all the characters we could pick, this is who we're gonna go with.
Even any non-original fan work would never see the light of day. They were even mocked. Like, imagine if only Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Solo Leveling would be allowed at conventions today.
Yeah, that's cool to... that's... Look, I don't hate Solo. I don't. But man, people gas up Solo Leveling as like the greatest thing ever created. It's not. It really isn't. Yes, it's well animated. Yes, it's fun. But holy shit. Holy shit, people just... No, it's really good. It is really good. And everything is in English. You are right there. I am waiting for the next generation of like big series, because Demon Slayer's done now, Jujutsu Kaisen is done. Yes, there is Modulo, but Modulo hasn't been adapted yet. Do we know when Naruto's back? Because there's I don't, how many chapters of Blue Vortex are there at this point? 30? Really? That was more. Sorry, Boruto. Naruto's son. Because at some point there'll be the Blue Vortex anime. Dragon Ball, who knows what the fuck's happening with Dragon Ball right now. So we're kind of in this limbo where, like, also My Hero's just ended as well. So it's like, what? I'm very curious to see what ends up becoming the next big series. I am really curious to see, because right now there really is a void. Right now it's pretty much just Solo Leveling is the only one still going.
Yeah, like that. In 1975, a doujinshi critique group called Meikyu had enough of these BS rules. They wanted to create a true open market for fan-made works, for the fans, by the fans, where everyone could participate equally. This market would be known as Comiket. The ideology? There are no customers at Comiket. Only participants. In 1975 December, the very first Comiket was held at the Japan Firefighters Hall in Tokyo. It was a modest gathering, 32 fan groups and 700 attendees. From the very beginning,
That's still really fucking big. What the fuck? Wait. That's still a fucking big event. Man, people actually, like, desperately wanted something back then. That's crazy.
there was already some publicity. Ads were shown in magazines like Shoujo Comic, resulting in most attendees being girls who love shoujo works.
I was gonna mention that. There is a lot of girls here for an anime convention. Like, half the screen.
This was possibly because shoujo wasn't as accepted at the publisher convention, so they needed an outlet. It wasn't a huge event, but it achieved what Meikyu wanted, an open atmosphere where creators could freely share whatever they wanted.
I'm surprised we're even seeing footage right now.
Freely interact with fans. From then, Comiket took place twice a year. August in summer, called Natsukomi, and December in winter, called Huyukomi. In only 2 years, Comiket already outgrew small rented halls, with over 100 circles and 2,000 plus attendees. To disperse the crowd and meet attendee demands, every Comiket started to be spread across several days, a tradition that would continue to this very day. Over the next decade, Comiket grew exponentially alongside the emergence of many more anime fan groups, including big franchises like Gundam that drastically increased the male attendee ratio. But alongside this growth, Comiket would come to see its first big problem, fan-made parodies. See, the gradual increase in popularity of anime meant that compared to before, there were many more parodies of existing anime, rather than completely original works.
Parodies. Parodies.
The original 4 co-founders were in disagreement about this trend. Remember, Comiket was formed to not bow down to big manga publishers and let creators express themselves freely. The shift of focus to parodies instead of original works made some concerns that Comiket was losing its intimate creator-to-creator focus. Because, we're using the franchises of these big companies.
Right. Okay, so early Comiket was actually just original works. I see. And then over time, the doujins for existing series sort of came in, and I'm sure. Look, I'm sure the porn was there from the very start.
As a result, there was a split in leadership. One of the original co-founders, Yonezawa, became the official head of Comiket, while some of the other co-founders and a bunch of their staff just left the Comiket committee to form a new convention focused on original works, the MGM convention. This was the time that Comiket completely separated from the original group of Meikyu and became its own identity. Nevertheless, Comiket vowed to keep its philosophy of being a fan community, and this helped Comiket grow explosively like never before. In the 1980s, Comiket had outgrown local halls. The crowd was causing genuine safety concerns. I mean, they already reached 10,000 attendees in 1980.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
5 times compared to 2 years ago. And so, Comiket found a decent venue to settle at Harumi Exhibition Hall. Comiket had always been a fan-made event, and hence all staff were only anime fan volunteers who genuinely loved anime and manga. But now it had scaled to the point where they needed to hire actual teams for registration, security, medical aid, and so on. It was a legitimate organization that admirably—
And that's only 6 years after it began. That kind of growth is wild.
They stayed non-profit to this very day. And other than stuff like logistics and security, staff today are actually still all non-paid volunteers who just love the convention.
Wow.
Mind you, there was no attendance fee. Going there was completely free. But anyway, as Comiket grew in scale, it would start to face major issues. One being the simple lack of space.
Oh my fucking god! Jesus Christ! Like, I knew Comiket was big. I didn't realize how big it was. I would die. You will die if you have a trip. Also, he missed one right here. And here. And there's a few that have been missed.
At the time, they were only using a portion of Harumi's hall, so there were still way too many circles applying to sell their works at Comiket, and one hall would not be able to hold them all. Hundreds had to simply be declined because there was no space. They first tried optimizing space. Each circle would only be allowed to use one table, leaving space for more groups, but Comiket simply outgrew the capacity it could handle. Comiket then introduced a lottery system. No matter how big of a
Japan loves their gambling. Japan fucking adores gambling. I don't know why concerts, gambling, merch, gambling, video games, gacha games, gambling. For a country where, oh yeah, also pachinko. Do you know why Fist of the North Star is one of the most profitable franchises of all time? Gambling. Entirely gambling.
Creator you were, whether your circle could participate would be entirely
We're not much
decided.
better in Oz. That's true. You go to the pub, gambling. You go to town, right outside the train station, gambling. But at least we don't have fucking lotteries for getting tickets. To be fair, they do ticket lotteries for scalping. Yeah, it makes sense why. With such a small country, like it. Actually, you know, this is a good way to look at it, right? With such a small country, if somebody wanted to go to an event anywhere in Japan, they could do so, right? Like, yeah, maybe it's going to take you a few hours to get there, but if you really wanted to go to an event, if you're situated anywhere in Japan, obviously main island, Okinawa is a bit different, you could go to an event.
By luck, giving small creators an equal chance for exposure. And this was actually fair. Like, even Type Moon, the Dojin circle that led to Fate, once lost the lottery and had to sit out. Comiket was growing explosively though, and these optimizations could not keep up. So over the years, they expanded the number of halls used at Harumi, until they were using all the halls. It was still crowded, lines were, and still are, infamously several kilometers long, but good enough. The venue was at least workable with at the time. The next problem, though, would not be so easy to deal with. In 1989, a horrifying event, the Otaku Killer, changed Japan. He was a serial killer and did, let's just say, very bad things that I don't want to say out loud to 4 very young girls. And just, it's disgusting. This serial killer, after caught, was found to be a huge otaku with an extensive anime, manga, and hentai collection. And this led to outrage. Many media outlets used this as a scapegoat and casted otaku culture in a very negative light, saying these tragedies were caused by violent and pornographic manga. And this led to the general public.
Japan is literally no different to the West. This violent crime was caused by rap music. This was caused by Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This was caused by, I don't know, Pokemon. Pokemon is satanic.
To have a very bad impression on otaku, anime, and manga in general. The story of the Otaku Killer is a huge one that I can't fully cover here, and there are many videos on it, so check them out if you're interested. This is a big reason why otaku and anime were so looked down upon back then. The Otaku Killer was also found to have attended Comiket, and the press caught onto that. That year, 1989, Comiket's staff suddenly found themselves dealing with constant press inquiries, criticism, and public scrutiny scrutiny. This year was supposed to be a celebratory one. It was the first time Comiket had reached 100,000 attendees. But instead, everyone there was dealing with constant hate. For the combined reason of this hate, and now desperately needing a larger venue, the Comiket committee that year finally decided to move out of the densely populated Tokyo to Chiba at the huge Makuhari Messe. At first, this did seem to solve all their problems. Attendance in 1990 even doubled to 230,000. The halls were so large that moving across the event became an adventure in itself. It really showed how pent-up demand was when a bigger venue was available. It was already by far the largest fan gathering in the world, and then disaster struck again in 1991. Yeah, Japan did not get over the otaku killer. Throughout those 2 years, politicians and the media
30 minutes by train from Tokyo.
They were spouting stuff about how anime and manga were harmful. They should all be regulated, and even wanted to censor these works in bookstores and convenience stores.
Oh, DC'd. Yeah. what a point to stuff on. Come on, Twitch. Come on. Come on, reconnect. Did we DC on Twitch or YouTube? I actually don't even know. I actually don't know where we DC'd. Okay, on Twitch. Okay, it was on Twitch.
They should all be regulated, and even wanted to censor these
the video.
works at bookstores and convenience stores. It didn't help that Lolicon and Shotacon works were also on the rise at the time. This negative sentiment really spread throughout Japan, and in 1991, Chiba's local authorities and the venue's management randomly suddenly revoked Comiket's permission to use Makuhari Messe when preparations were already proceeding. They were apparently specifically concerned about public outlash regarding R18 dojinshi. Miraculously, the committee last second still managed to get their old venue.
Speaking of Ui, she has a new song. I've heard the new song, yeah.
In Tokyo that year, and through the crowd, still hosted 200,000 attendees, even though it was horrifically crowded and chaotic. But the outlash wasn't just from Chiba's venue. It was Japan, and they needed to do something in the future to solve this. Comiket hence introduced content checks on everything to be sold by circles.
Sure.
They would be reviewed for extreme obscene material that might violate laws, but personally, I think...
Outlash? Outlash. So that didn't... Yeah, that is a word. It didn't even click with me. That might have been weird. A sudden forceful outburst or attack, often verbal or physical. Yeah, so outrage plus backlash.
They're probably pretty lax, considering I've walked upon dojinshi with, let's just say, a horse and a lolly when I was last at Comiket. There's no way these rules are strict. What the fuck? If that was allowed, God knows what the fuck they don't allow. The 1990s were okay.
I feel like if I say what they probably don't allow, I'll probably get banned off of YouTube.
They no longer faced any huge regulatory issues regarding otaku being hated, but the venue was still a problem. Harumi was not meant to hold 200k plus people. The crowdedness was unbearable, and particularly at summer Comiket, the first aid room got filled with heat stroke cases with many fainted attendees. It took 5 whole years to find a new appropriate venue. But finally, in 1996, Comiket was held at Tokyo Big Sight in Ariake, Japan's futuristic waterfront district. That year broke records with 18,000 circles and 350,000 attendees over 2 days. For comparison, Anime Expo in LA these past few years, over 4 days, gets 350,000-ish attendees. And Comiket was doing it in 2 days, effectively having double the crowd of today's Anime Expo in 1996. In fact, Comiket became the first event ever in history to use all halls of Tokyo Big Sight simultaneously. I mean, this venue was huge! Also importantly, the event had gotten so big that even anime corporations like Aniplex and Kadokawa were interested in setting their booth to promote their anime and stuff.
Now they were interested. 300,000 attendees, and they're like, it's little numbers, who cares? 350? Oh. Now you're talking. What the fuck do you mean they weren't interested before?
merch, so they got an entire separate hall for corporate exhibitors. Fortunately, it was a completely separate section, so it didn't interfere with the fan doujin culture everyone had come to love. But the inclusion of actual anime and game companies just comes to show how far Comiket had come, from rejecting the corporations to the corporations coming to us. The next decades were relatively problem-free. They kinda dealt with some local thugs stealing doujin, there was sometimes horrific weather, and there was once an attempted arson that was thankfully caught by security before it happened, but everything was generally great. Comiket settled at Tokyo Big Sight and expanded their facilities like rest areas, online ticketing, cosplay areas. Attendees surged to 500,000s, and by the 2010s, barring book fairs, if you even count those as conventions, Comiket had effectively become the largest convention in the world, reaching a record 730,000 attendees over 4 days in 2019, absolutely dwarfing the numbers of other conventions.
Sorry, what is the population of Japan? So Japan has a population of 122 million. So, oh my god.
Though, COVID became a problem.
Imagine that. I would assume that Comiket didn't even run that year.
Like
or
much
like,
else
maybe a few years? I actually don't know.
In the rest of the world, Comiket was unfortunately cancelled in 2020 and summer 2021, marking the first time since its formation 45 years ago that a Comiket was cancelled. Fans, however, were not giving up that easily. They made a virtual Comiket on Twitter with the hashtag #EaComiket for all creators sharing their works. Comiket did return in winter 2021, but with limited capacity due to, COVID, to about 55,000 attendees per day. And so tickets for attendance
how many?
also COVID to about 55,000 attendees per day.
Oh, okay, well, surely everything will be fine. We only have 55,000 people here. Surely there won't be any problems with 55,000 people.
And so tickets for attendance also had to go through a lottery system. You couldn't just go there, line up and walk in. And more importantly...
You say COVID and YouTube now? Yeah, you can. It's been like that for a while. I would say probably like maybe 2 years or so.
I'm assuming to cover costs, for the first time, tickets or attendance costed money. Since then, as COVID measures went away, Comiket has returned to relative normalcy and numbers returned to pre-COVID. Comiket is an amazing experience. You have all the official merch, cosplayers, doujins, CDs, art pieces. It's a conglomerate of passion.
I don't know how this video... Like, Red Joke has been hit by so many community strikes. I have no idea how this video has just been up for 13 days with no strike. I don't know how it's happened. I have seen so much stuff that should have got this video immediately striked.
Most hentai you will ever see gathered in one place in the world. All the doujin are so high quality, it's insane. To anyone going to Fuyukomi next week, I'm jealous. Fuck you, have a great time. I actually went to Comiket in 2022 and 2023 and had a great time burning all my money away. Except the first doujin I bought, I thought the cover art looked super good, so I bought it without looking at the preview. Only to realize it was NTR with water sports. Guys, they have previews. Read them before buying.
Oh no.
My memories.
Oh no. Oh no. That reminded me. That reminded me. Sorry. Rape NTR with water sports reminded me. Let me show you a thing. Why has this got a community note on it? Oh, shut up, this stupid note. So, a strong earthquake hit Shimane Prefecture on Japan's west coast. The Japan Meteorological Agency reported a magnitude of 6.2 with the epicenter near Yasugi City. So they had this pretty... Look, Japan gets earthquakes. They had a pretty bad earthquake. The reason why I wanted to show this is one of the example videos. Sorry? Sorry? Sorry, what was that example video? Sorry? 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 How did that one how did that one slip through? The comments are exactly what you should and now it just goes back to regular earthquake footage. All of the comments are exactly exactly what you would expect. Yeah.
Pagani, and all my other patrons and members for supporting the channel.
As always, great video from Red Joker. I couldn't think of a better time to show this than right now. Yeah. Hopefully, from my understanding, there was what was the note? I think it was like, yeah, 12 injuries, no fatalities. So it was an earthquake, but no one's died, which is good. Yeah. I think we'll do one more, and that will be the end for today.